Let's start with this pandemic. How did it change the retail business?
Well, I think it changed it pretty dramatically. I also think the changes were past due. Way too many stores in America, which is no secret, overstored, certainly helped the online business around. And I think it changed it also, and I don't think it's the pandemic, that there's so many companies now paying a lot of attention to statistics, I think more than merchandise. Lastly, I find it difficult that many companies in my industry, at least, for them, are not going into an office every day when it's critically important to see and touch merchandise. But I think it's changed it that way. I think it clearly changed the way people dressed for the last year or two. And there's changes, dramatic changes always going on. For a year, we've been up against what I called a snowstorm. Easy year, 21, up against really bad numbers. And I felt that starting this month, February, that it would get tougher again because the numbers aren't easy. People all had pretty good years, actually, surprisingly good, but they really weren't that surprising if you figure what they were up against. The money stopped flowing from the government, more difficult figures. And at the end of the day, for me, and always has been, I think the merchandise matters the most. Business, what I hear, because I'm a small part of it, what I hear is quite challenging and difficult in February and perhaps part of January. Supply chain issues, price of cotton has gone up, I think, about 50%. Freight, so it's caused a lot of inflation in our business, and I think obviously in the retail business. So it's not easy out. I think we're headed for much more difficult times. But by nature, I'm always pessimistic.
So, Mickey, let me pick up on one thing you've been talking about, and that is seeing and feeling the merchandise. I know you. I know the kind of retailer you are. You would walk around your stores and get a real sense of the merchandise and the interaction with people. How does that survive in an online AI world where artificial intelligence there, big data, things like that? Or is that a thing of the past?
If it is, the companies, I think, look, it's about product. It's the only thing I know. Our business is extremely strong because, we're small, but I sit with the merchants every day. I sit with design, not because I'm the one with all the answers, because I've been there and done it. I've seen the movie a lot, and I've made every mistake in the book. The very young people kind of think when I make a mistake, they like to repeat that I made a mistake. I laugh. But in retail, predicting what's going to sell is a really important part of it. And the other thing is knowing what's kind of a day in, day out business year to year. But I think you can't be there, in my opinion, without being and watching the goods. And there's a spontaneity, a creativity that happens. I met a woman the other day who works in a company, 50 people, no office at all. And I said, how could you run a retail business where you're not looking and communicating? It's not just merchandise. I think, I don't know the finance business or your world, but I know in my world, the creativity flows regularly. You can get an idea anywhere, any place, at any time, based on what excites you, stimulates you, or gives you a bigger imagination on what can be.
So, Mickey, how do you fit that with the closing of so many brick and mortar stores? We certainly around New York, around the country, it's really fallen off. Is that going to come back? Can you have that sort of feel, that touch and feel, without brick and mortar?
It's a good question. I think you can in the industry if, in fact, the merchandise, if you order online, paper towels, if you order anything that's simple, easy, and consistent, like the jacket I'm wearing, we don't not sell it. We've only, we relaunched the company, which Alex started about 7 or 8 years ago. It was doing well, but I thought Alex and I and a new designer who I worked with 15 years could do more. But we identify things like this that we don't intend to put on. Well, first of all, we never run a sale. I think sale is the enemy of any retailer. I learned that when Cush balls, I don't think most of your viewers know what it is, on the same street in San Francisco where I lived for a while running Gap. It was in one store $1, the store next door $2, and it told me never to shop in the store next door. And right now it's bingo. It's price bingo in America. When will it be on sale? And there's this thing called online that helps all of us identify best prices. We made a decision early on that no sale takes away the integrity of pricing, and it's a moving target. So with us, it's never on sale. It probably costs us gross margin profit in the interim, but that's the way I think is fair, right? And we do that. So you're not seeing yourself, oh, I missed it by a week. I missed Friends and Family Day. I missed Thanksgiving, Black Friday. We don't even sell on Black Friday. Maybe it's a mistake. Long term will tell. But people are shopping for merchandise first, especially in our business. We're a fashion company. We appeal to relatively affluent clients, which was our strategy. But I've always felt good goods, good value, new goods, and I don't want to say old goods, but the classics that, personally, this shirt there's a date on it, so I know. It's 14 years old. I could replace it, but why? Jacket's now 3 years old. And jeans, of course, are like 20 years old. So it's very easy to get up for me, personally. And me is not just me. It's never for me personally. It's for what we see as America and as a business we want to be in. Fashion is very difficult to play. They're always changing styles, changing.
So Mickey, I mean, you are really par excellence, the person who understands the product, feels the product, can anticipate the need. A lot of the people who are watching us on Wall Street Week are investors. Give them some investment advice, given what you know about retail. Are there good investments in retail right now? And if so, where are they, do you think?
Well, I don't know much about that. I don't really pay attention. I was on the board of Warby for 9 years, and that was, for me, a business that was tiny and small when I was there initially, that I felt had a great opportunity. For me, invest in companies that, frankly, in the fashion business, once they hit the wall, I've been there many times. I've made many mistakes. But when you get big enough to hit a wall, it's, to me, time to sell. And again, I don't invest on my own because I usually don't do very well. When I'm on the board of a company, I get a little lucky. It's good, like Apple or Warby, because the companies take care of themselves. I try to do the best I can do. But if I were a retail investor, because I always used to make mistakes early on, I invest in companies that I felt, if there was a good CEO, or if I could run it myself or whatever, then I like the company. But finding people who can run, lead, and have vision for a company is not easy, certainly in my industry. I like small, I like different, I like new, I like unique. To me, small is the new big, which is how I call us. We're a small company, and it's much easier to grow. Look, Walmart did $1 at some point, or $2, whatever the first day's volume was. It's much easier to grow small if you have the right goods, the right management, the right operations, and the right creativity.